From what I saw, it was bomb plant, and they converted from there. My computer kept crashing on Nuke, so I just had to restart the stream super fast. Sorry, dudes. My bad. Although, not much I can do about that, to be fair. But still, let's just get into this. See, I casted yesterday 4 maps, 0 glitches, 0 crashes, 0 problems. Soon as Nuke's involved, of course, computer completely kills itself. Anyway, Flipside, who have yet to pick up a map in the EPL so far, which is a very sad stat. I think they're currently rock bottom of the scoreboard. Coming up against EnVyUs, who in recent weeks have been looking to turn a bit of a corner. They're still not the EnVyUs of old, but they're getting up there. Devil had some good performances at Bucharest. Although, with all that being said, EnVyUs did lose against Heroic at Bucharest, 16-13 on Nuke. Although Heroic are a team that do like to play this map quite a lot. But here we go. MBK is going to be jumping in with 2 quickfire kills. Now, Flipside's somewhat rocking and shaking at the moment. Don't stream on a microwave. Brilliant. Just give me a bit of confirmation here, guys. Am I live again? Are we all good? My PC decided to stop throwing its toys out the pram. I hope so. Alright. Sweet. So EnVyUs going to convert the subsequent rounds. Looks as though Wayland and Markelov going to try and save their pistols, but it should just be Markelov who remains intact. EnVyUs with a quickfire 2-0, and Flipside will be into an eco for this round. Seeing there, Waylander with 3 kills, doing pretty solid work for his team, even though they have been losing. Need to lower the bit rate. I'm not dropping any frames, bro. It could be a Twitch thing. Just try refreshing your stream if you have some issues. Here we go, though. Round number 3 on Nuke and EnVyUs. Firm favourites to take this round. I feel like they're firm favourites to take the 2-0 tonight, but as I said previously, it doesn't fill me with confidence that neither of these teams are particularly good when it comes to Nuke. They haven't really got great results. EnVyUs have lost their last 3 games on this map, for example. I think Flipside are like 1-5 on Nuke over the last few months, so we'll be quite curious to see if Flipside can get much done as soon as the rifle round comes up, which of course will be the next round. And they're going to see if Electronic can score some frags. Now, I've been super busy trying to set the stream up and just general other things. What's the deal with Shara right now? Does anyone know? I saw on Twitter that Flipside said they had an announcement coming up later today, but I didn't catch what the announcement was. So can someone fill me in? That'd be sick. Anyway, here we go. Full buy is in. Shara left. So Electronic's actually in. Alright. I mean, to be honest, Shara wasn't setting the world on fire for me. I don't necessarily think he is the only issue that Flipside have, but I feel like getting a different player in may very well end up being a smart decision. Flipside with Electronic, so let's keep an eye on Electronic then on his debut, see how he performs today. Looks as though he's going to be the ramp player, designated for Flipside. Blade with an aggressive push into Hut, eats a flashbang, needs to be careful, Kenny S is there, but does actually get the best of him, and nearly a second frag does significant damage onto Happy. Down to 50, Markelov hiding in the wings, is going to be making a move through main. Only good for the 1 frag, but there's Wool at it from heaven. And now Devil, a player that a lot of people point as the weakest member of EnVyUs, gets killed from above. Electronic actually sprays him in midair. You hate to see it, but just CS things. Devil was one of the players actually at Bucharest that was performing very well for EnVyUs. Not consistently, but he had a couple of massive maps. So maybe he started to turn the corner as well. Not entirely sure. Yeah, I'll sort out all the stats stuff, junk that's in the way. It's because I had to restart the game, as Nuke was just being a pain in the ass. So we'll sort it all out for you at half-time. Don't fret, boys, we got this. Blade with the XM, going to be doing some serious work, but he will finally fall down, courtesy of MBK's double frag with his AK-47. Big entries, and once again, EnVyUs will be looking for the plant. Flipside, only with the 1 round so far, and it doesn't look like that statistic is going to change anytime soon. Happy is going to spot the head of Markelov just bobbing up and down from the red container. Takes him out, leaving the new player, the new addition to Flipside, in a 1-on-3. Let's have a look. He's going to be moving his way back to the CT spawn. I think he's about to get hunted by Happy. He's actually heard that, so he's going to be trying to come in. EnVyUs have enough economy to actually go for this one. Even if they lose a weapon, it's worthwhile the trade just to make sure the CTs don't keep their orbs. It's going to be a pop flash. Happy charges in, but it's actually going to be... Oh, it hits a 2-in-1 shot! Electronic! Hello? That's not too shabby. I was saying they can afford to throw a weapon around. They end up throwing 2. A 2-in-1 shot. Beautiful. And he actually drops it to Willard afterwards. Well then. Get absolutely wrecked. I was watching from Happy's perspective because I was absolutely sure he'd get the frag, but fair play. Electronic lands the first one. An element of luck with the players lining up for each other. But Apex, the entry fragger extraordinaire, is right down into secret. Does spot Waylander just bobbing from the vent, and it would appear that unless Flipside can get this AWP, this saved AWP from the last round into play, then it's going to be a very easy round again. World Edit this time will chime off with a frag of his own, but he has the sole primary weapon now at his disposal. Bomb's going to get planted on lower, of course, with the addition of the decon room and the slight shift around for Toxic. That's a pretty solid plant. Oh, they actually line up, and Kenny's just going to smash them. Flipside stacking in the vent. That looks so awkward. Almost tripping over each other. Kenny's going to jump on that all day. He will fall down, but of course Markelov's position is now compromised. And EnVyUs will have a 5-1 lead. It's not looking good, is it, for Flipside? Do we have any Flipside believers in chat? Do we think they're going to pick up a map today, or is this going to be a clear-cut 2-0? I feel if they're going to win the map, it's going to be this one. Because next is Cobblestone, and EnVyUs historically have dumped teams on that map. Although Flipside did recently get a win against Dignitas there. I think it was like 16-9. Why no sound? Brilliant. Happy's actually getting dinked from the USB. You could see for a second he had to spin around and see where that was coming from. It was courtesy of Markelov, who was hiding just outside of Garage. And now Blade is there as well with his USB. So there is a potential now to pick up a frag maybe onto Happy, who's down to 25. But other than that, EnVyUs are pretty much just splitting out across the map. They know it's Nico. Nice one tap from MBK. Kenny's there as well with the AWP. Ramp has been completely neutralized. And interestingly, Happy's still up there. He's kind of stuck on top of the main vent. I think he's a bit worried about a potential push from Catwalk because they don't have this fully locked down just yet. Caught from the side on 5 HP. Well, finally goes down. But importantly for Flipside, the AK actually did drop down from the top of main. So there's going to be picked up courtesy of Markelov. It does boost their buy into the next round if they can save this. But you better believe that EnVyUs are going to charge this down. They're not going to let the weapon go away for free. So pretty much just the case of Waylander and Markelov trying to save. It's all well and good saving though, but at some point Flipside are going to need to start to get themselves on the map. One round is simply not good enough, and you can see there it was in the middle of a sea of EnVyUs rounds. Waylander gets picked off at the backside, but this is the important part. Can Markelov save the AK? The pop flash goes in. This is such a good read by Devil. He's a very intelligent player. Like, typically, where it comes down to with Devil is his lack of ability to frag that a lot of people caught onto. But the dude is very good at reading the game. Knew as soon as he saw Waylander looking off into the sunset that there's a very good chance that Markelov was there too. I'm going to take this opportunity now, guys, to shift a couple settings around. So don't worry, you're not missing anything. As you can see, the game was paused. Let me just... Just sorting a couple of things out, boys. It's the nightmare of having to restart your game. Thanks again, Nuke. You're awesome. Alrighty. Don't worry, guys, you're not missing anything. Just a pause right now. Here we go. Still paused. I think it's Kenny that's having issues. He actually just disconnected. He'll be coming back very shortly. And then we should be golden, good to go. You guys overreact so much. It's actually unreal. It's actually unreal. I know there's an element of trolling, but come on. You go and sleep. Alright, mate. Be right back. Yeah, I'm not sure the issue is. It's something with Kenny. He did try and reconnect, you can see there at the bottom left, and then got DC'd again. So let's hope that it's nothing too serious, that he can get back on the server as soon as possible. What's my score prediction? I'd say it's hard to call Nuke, because again, these teams don't have a great deal of history on this map. Not in recent times, at least. I would say I would expect EnVyUs to win this 16-10. I'll go around 16-10. What do you guys reckon? Do you have a Twitter? If you put ! caster in chat, I think there was one yesterday. I think it'll pop up there. Not 100%. So I'll go 16-10. It's kind of a rough one to predict though, but especially off how this has started. I think EnVyUs are firm favourites now to convert from this position. Flipside just haven't had any economy to play with. You can see this round they're not going to have an AWP either. We'll let it the kind of player that needs the AWP, I feel, on a map like this. But MBK and Apex are going to get the opening picks once again. Not for the first time. MBK is going to double his entries for this round, leaving World Edit and Electronic stand-in. Maybe with some hopes of joining Flipside. Not entirely sure. Again, it's just been announced today. They've been shifting things up. Happy has heard the footsteps and is going to convert that, leaving World Edit into a 1-on-4. 3 players are tagged, however, so maybe there is a bit of hope and a lifeline to work off, that he can pick up a kill or two before he inevitably dies. But let's look at the economy. He may very well just want to try and save this. He's spotted the foot of Happy. And that smoke is going to keep Happy alive for now. And meanwhile, Devil is making a move into blue. Oh, it actually gets the right click, just charges through the smoke. And the second one, what the actual hell is happening? I have no idea how Will it's able to even get 1 kill out of this round, but he's picked up 2. And he could even put Devil down. He won't. But a valiant attempt by World Edit. He's like, what's that? You got smoke? I'm just going to run straight at you, mate. Just shank you. Why am I not in studio? There's a main stream, guys, with other matches going on the main stream. This is just the B stream. Basically, it's for matches that are going on simultaneously. So, obviously, they can't set 2 studios up to cast. So, they asked me to do the B stream, which I'm very happy to be doing. Kenny should get this kill. In the peak. Nice flick, actually. It looked like he may have just moved away at the wrong moment and sacrificed the frag, but still lands it. Beautiful flick shot. Flip side, their woes continue. What can I say? It's hard to analyze this right now. Hard to really talk about what's going wrong. Just Team EnVyUs are running out with entries. We've seen MBK up. At least with RPK. No, definitely not. Definitely not on this team, of course. Apex, the other entry player that has just been absolutely decimating. Waylanders going to come back for a frag, but Kenny S between the eyes. Bit of overkill, over 400 damage. We'll go to him, leaving Blade in his P250. Again, though, even though it is effectively a full-on eco for Flipside, of very little investment, they still have picked up at least 2 kills out of this round, so I can't necessarily fault them for this round on its own, but it's more like the whole performance that's been very lackluster and doesn't instill confidence. AK picked up again. We've seen this before. He's battling against Aim Punch, and MBK will take him out. So let's have a look at the scorers. I think someone else is DC'd now. EnVyUs with 4 players. It's Apex this time. I was about to check how many frags Apex and MBK have, because it seems like they're always getting the opening picks. But MBK's got 11 kills already, so he's averaging more than 1 kill around, plus his 2 assists. He's been doing a really stellar job. Apex, very similar stats, I would imagine. And Flipside's, I mean, often when you'll see 8-1 scoreline, you're expecting to see a fairly low amount of frags on the side of the CTs, but they actually have a lot more kills than I'd expect. I mean, you look there, they have in total 23 kills. So they're averaging more than 2 kills a round, and yet they've only got 1 round in total, which is quite rare actually. So it goes to show that a lot of these rounds, even in the eco, Flipside have been getting kills for themselves. They have been keeping their economy rolling. And in this, it's going to be a double eco. Sorry, a double AWP, I should say, after the eco. Yes, Electronic is in for Shara. Now, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, because as I said before, I've been busy the whole day, and Flipside very recently made an announcement, which I wasn't able to look at. So, my understanding is that Shara is no longer in the team. And Electronic may be stepping in. While we're actually on the pause here, I'm going to double check what is going on here. So apparently Shara has changed his avatar and he's actually left the Flipside Steam group. Some community detectives are on the case, boys. So yeah, Shara has effectively left. And I believe that Electronic is going to be coming in as a stand-in. Who knows if he gets elected to join full-time? Not entirely sure. Maybe just going to try a few people out. So I'm going to be solo casting for you today, guys. Normally I'll be casting with Dust, but he has been travelling to England for an event, which I'll be joining him for, which is later this week. So I'm going to be solo casting. I solo casted last night. Same for tonight. It's going to be a long old night of Counter-Strike. But we do have some pretty tasty games coming up. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this one obviously is Team EnVyUs versus Flipside. It's going to be 2 maps per match for the ESL Pro League. And then after that is what could be an absolutely sick match. I'm really looking forward to G2 against Heroic. That could be super good. So you put those 2 games together. It should be a recipe for success. That's hoping that EnVyUs actually finish this game with Apex reconnecting. That's the dream right now. What's up, awesome mice? How you doing? I don't have time for this, OMG. It's almost unfearful. It's almost like the world doesn't revolve around you, mate. Almost. I know, it's this crazy notion. Which tournaments do you get drops from? That's majors. Mate, I just tell it like it is. What can I say? So you'll kind of be my co-casters for today. If you're watching off YouTube, I know that ESL have this really cool thing where they have it to YouTube and Twitch. If you want to interact with myself in the slower rounds or pauses like this, then get into the Twitch chat. It's Pro League CSGO B. Bring back the R8 revolver. What do you mean, the absolutely broken, ridiculous R8 when it was first released that were just like... I remember watching a clip, I think it was on Inferno, where the guy goes down into apps from the CT side, looking into the B side, sorry, the T side of apps, and like fires once and kills 4 people in the head. I was like, right, yeah, definitely a balanced weapon, definitely. What's my favourite team? I honestly don't have one. I just have players I enjoy watching. For example, right now, I'm really enjoying watching Automatic because he's just so aggressive, and C9 have seemed to have like this new breath of fresh air since he's joined, you know, the second gust where they've been on this massive tear, and they're looking good. But it changes, honestly. I can't send you... sorry, I can't show you the standings because I haven't set that up. But what I can do is link the standings. So, I'll link it in chat. There you go. And while it's being linked and while you guys can click on it, I'll just read through what's going on in case you're too lazy. So currently, NIP are top with 13 wins, 5 losses. FaZe are second, 11 and 7. Mouse Sports in third, 10 and 6. Joint third / fourth is Dignitas, 10 and 6. Astralis 9 and 9. G2 in 6th place are 9 and 11, which we'll see them later on today. Fnatic 8 and 6. Na'Vi 8 and 2, who are actually playing right now, I believe, on the mainstream. VP are 5 and 7. EnVyUs 5 and 5, Heroic 4 and 8, Hellraisers 3 and 7, Penta 3 and 11, and finally Flipside, as I mentioned earlier, currently without a single win, on 0 and 8, which is absolutely brutal. Anyway, we're back live into the action between EnVyUs and Flipside. Hopefully Apex has sorted his internet out and he's got the hamsters working in his PC. That was quite a lengthy pause, to be fair, so let's hope it doesn't happen again. But what we can tell you, if you've just joined us, is it's been a very one-sided, grueling affair. With the Flipside certainly getting pounded on Nuke. Still say it's a CT-sided map, nowhere near as CT-sided as it used to be. There's a lot of inclusions that makes the terrorists have more of a chance to get around the back, and Blade, who is stepping up from main, just gets completely shreked, courtesy of Devil. And really, when you have double ops in play, the last place you want to be trying to hold off on is the B site with these new rooms. And he misses his chance, he's going to get picked off in air. Almost does a barrel roll in the mid-air. The bomb will get planted in amongst all of the action, and now it's up to Happy to deliver a headshot first class to Electronic. Devil's there as well, it's looking like, and indeed it will be, a Flipside demolition once again. EnVyUs 9 to 1. And I was curious what Apex's stats were before he DC'd. He's on 12 and 5, so yes, him and MBK have really been leading the charge. 23 frags between the two of them. Just shy of all the kills that Flipside have between MBK and Apex. MBK and Apex have 23. The whole of Flipside have 24. Quite a sad statistic. But can Flipside salvage this map? I'm going to go ahead and say no. I mean, I don't want to come across as optimistic. The Flipsides. Because honestly, this map feels like it's just slipping away. At lightning fast speed. They don't really have anybody that I've seen. I mean, Will that it has it within him to dominate with your Markelov. We know this is a guy that, if you wind back the years, is an absolute god, a legend in Counter-Strike, but in this iteration of CS, it just doesn't feel like they have anybody that's capable of pulling us back. Stepping up to the plate and just wrecking house, going into the next gear. Maybe Electronic has a point to prove, but he's now on a 1-on-3. Apex 52 health. Around the sides. Doesn't matter. Devil has his back. Perfect crossfire. Flipside continue their losing ways. How many is this in a row now? It's 7. Pretty brutal. How is your CSGO so bright? Mad, this is pretty much what it's always like. I think it may be just Nuke. Nuke is a more colourful, bright sort of map, as opposed to some of the dab maps like Dust 2, for example. Is solo casting locally? Not really. It's kind of fun, especially if the chat's super interactive. It'll be a lot of fun. Sure, it's tiring as hell, but that's the way it goes. Nice shot, well done it. You have to chime in for a few more kills like that. And he's got himself a second one. Electronic now is going to be holding it down. The bomb dropped in a horrible place. And, wow, flip side. Don't get around for 7. And when they do pick one up, it's flawless. Completely shutting off EnVyUs. Nicely done. EnVyUs will be right back into a buy, of course, and they can afford one next round too. It's just happy that's floating around $650, but that'll be no big deal. Now, it's super important if Flipside want any chance in staying in this map. They've got to win the rest. Are you controlling the camera? It's on auto director, but I take over sometimes. I'm not that good at multitasking. Markelov. Pretty nice AWP shot. The flashbang really destroying MDK. Markelov leaping in the air. Gets plucked out there. Apex goes clay pigeon shooting. Yes, and we'll let it both tanked up in this round, but again, it's a case of Flipside. In these kind of situations, they just get encircled. This is why the terrorists, I feel, have more of a power play now on Nuke with the catwalk outside and the ability to get from the silo to the catwalk. They can wrap themselves round into heaven from both upper or lower, and that makes sure that the CTs have to have more control over outside, which leaves them scarcely placed on the sites. And so far, EnVyUs have been making the most of that. This round, though, could still go the way of Flipside. You can see that Electronic's hiding in the toxic room. And Devil walks straight past him. Up onto the ramp. No one's home for the CTs. 40 seconds left. They have 2 players on the A site up on the catwalk. Another reason the terrorists have a bit more of an advantage. Now catwalk is only half as accessible as it used to be. If Kenny S goes up, he's a dead man. You can see well that it's aim. Pixel perfect, shoots him in the spine. And separates it. Here comes Devil with 2 kills though, so hold the phone. This round isn't over just yet. 20 seconds left. He's going to drop down and get this plant. They're going to molly onto the blue as well, just to make sure that no one on Flipside can get themselves back onto the site. And in a blink of an eye, this round is right back up for grabs. Devil with already 2 is going to signal a 3rd, and a 4th as well. Devil continuing his form from Bucharest, where he really did turn a few heads. He's not top fragging. Apex has 16, but he's 13-3. This is a guy that gets so much flack from the community, but excellent work. Bringing this round back single-handedly. And Flipside, I said before they'd have to win the rest on this half to have any kind of a chance. Well, it slipped away. And that could be all she wrote for Nuke. Nice shot, well did it. So the second I'm asking, beautiful flick. Well done with cat-like reactions. Double frag for him outside. This is now going to allow Flipside to start to stack the sights a little bit more. So where do EnVyUs go from here? It's been one of the first times that they've conceded the first 2 kills and been really on the back foot. Typically on the T side, they've been getting all the entries go their way, so they haven't had to worry about this. So he spots the feet, Devil gets the door locked in front of him, but still lands the frag through the door. So let's get dropped to 42. Whoops, MDK, that's... no one saw that. A bit sketchy. Let's just move on with our lives. It's in the past. Flash is on point. Do hit World Edit, but he's still going to get himself a frag. And he's going to pick up a quad. He's actually on for the ace here. Happy the only terrorist remaining will spoil the party. And hold on a second, because once again, it's a 2-on-1 with Happy on the post-plant scenario. The headshot comes down, but he wasn't expecting Electronic to be on his left-hand side as well. I think Electronic's going to look for an AWP, I assume. He pick up a few more grenades and get this bomb defused. So Will Did It, with his quad, is now the only player with more kills than deaths on the side of Flipside. Will be trading out to the AK and able to drop EnVyUs back in with a buy. Who's Electronic? So Shara is no longer with Flipside, is my understanding. Electronic is a stand-in. We'll have to see if he's made a permanent stand-in or not in the future, but for now, I think he's just a sub. Game, hello? What are you doing? Why not? Random alt tab by itself. Don't you just love it? We got right back in though to see the kills. So I guess it could be worse. Kenny S now will be trying to use his AWP close range, and I have no idea what that was, ladies and gents. But anyway, Flipside are going to put themselves a player in the lead once again. Kenny S lands the AWP shot. Waylander up on top of Blue administers the lethal injection onto Happy, and at least Happy now. His team of EnVyUs just with Kenny. 55 seconds left, and look where the bomb is as well. Right slap bang in the middle of A site. Super rough. Flipside though are in a position where they're not sure where Kenny is. You could see to start off with, Waylander was darting back and forth in positions where he could be coming from. There's so many angles right now. Envy are going to have Kenny pushing right up with a Tech 9, but the crossfire too strong. EnVyUs 11-4 in the lead at half time. Yeah. Do you ever have it where your game just randomly minimizes or alt tabs? Apparently that just happened to me. Sweet. Feels good, man. So, on to the warm-up. Half-time. EnVyUs. I mean, does anyone see Flipside having a single hope at bringing this back? Because personally, I think this map's already done. I'm already looking to Cobblestone. I'm already looking to the 1-0 for EnVyUs here. And as I said before, they're currently sat down in sort of mid-table at 5-5. So a couple of victories today would put them into 4th or 5th position. Nope. Nay. Yeah, got to agree. It's hard to see how EnVyUs lose from this. Especially going through onto the CT side as well. This is, I would be surprised if we don't see EnVyUs play maybe a little bit aggressively. Typically, when they vastly outmatch the opposition, they do get a bit overconfident at times. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the likes of Apex or maybe MBK pushing a bit aggro, looking for information, but also for the opening picks. We shall just have to see. Yes, to Geo? Sorry, I'm probably wrecking your name. That's correct. I think what I'm going to do from now on in the warm-ups is probably just cut to music. Like the waiting screen and cut to music, because at this point, there's not much to talk about. Yeah, Devil is playing well. There's no doubting. Like, over the last few weeks, he's been impressing me more and more. Wouldn't say he's anywhere near sort of like the caliber of some of his counterparts in the French scene, but he's definitely improving and impressing. A lot more than he did in the past, you know, before he was by far the weakest member, the weakest link of EnVyUs. Let's talk about which player's the best skin. Alright. This is a disgusting skin. This is a 0 out of 10. The Eagle Blaze is a solid 9 out of 10. M9 Bayonet Doppler. Obviously, it depends on the finish. Okay, just getting trolled by Game and I'm done. M9 Doppler's like, I don't know, it's sort of like a 7 out of 10 skin. I feel like if you get a really sick finish, it's a 10 out of 10. But there's some Dopplers that look ass, let's be honest. Tenable Drake, I'm going to say yes. Devil has definitely improved a lot. I think he's just found his place in the EnVyUs team. I'm not going to say that he's made a complete believer out of me just yet, but I will say that I'm starting to warm to the idea of him being on EnVyUs. Anywho, second pistol round has commenced, and Flipside quite simply have got to win this round. There is no two ways about it. They lose this, it is ripping pepperonis. EnVyUs will have a solid grasp, a stranglehold on Nuke. They do anyway, even if Flipside win, to be honest. But it is the way to maybe get themselves back in, try and break down the economy of the counter-terrorists. It's typically always the issue. A couple flashes and a defuse kit is all that EnVyUs have in terms of utility, but Kanies is going to trade off for one frag before he falls down. Here comes Apex with the one tap, looking for a second one, but just gets overrun. MPK and meanwhile from heaven will dish out the punishment with his Guardian USP. And there we go. Happy sums it up with the last 2 kills. And, well, ladies and gents, I think we're heading to Cobblestone in the next few minutes. Was Kia the problem? Hell no. Look at this as well by EnVyUs. Full assault rifles. You don't often see this in the first rifle. You're expected to see 2 or 3 SMGs. They're playing for the longer haul. Playing for the longer angles, potentially. This does give Flipside a gateway back into the map, though, if they are to break EnVyUs here. The reason why it's so deadly and dangerous is a heavy investment, but also if you drop a FAMAS or an M4 across the terrorists, things can get real sticky. SMGs don't quite have the same armor pen as the likes of FAMAS and M4s do, so let's see how this one plays out. I'm pretty sure EnVyUs are going to hold this down anyway. Okay, can hear some movement just on the other side of the wall, so the call will come through. Right now, though, the flip side, it seems to me, are about to breach through Squeaky. Flashes and smokes will be connecting, but it's going to be Apex with his FAMAS who's going to put down 2 frags. Warlick jumps on top of his head. Devil, in the meanwhile, is going to use his FAMAS as well. And now Electronic in a 1-on-5 will secure the first kill, but that's going to be it. Down he goes. 13-4. 21-11 is Apex. 16-5 Devil. We'll let it 15 and 15. A lot of his kills did come at the back of AWPs though, and I'm not entirely sure they'll get the same level of success on the T side. To be honest, they're running out of rounds anyway, so we'll probably only see 1 AWP round for We'll let it unless they go for a force in the next round. That nade did nowhere near as much damage as I thought it would. I was actually holding my breath there thinking if this bounces off the wall at the right angle, this could be like 50 damage per person at least. Kenny with the FAMAS is going to be putting down the pain. The flashbangs are landing. Glock headshot executing through onto Apex. Happy is going to step up with his M4 though, leaving Markelov 103, 14-4. Caster is the problem. You got me, bro. My curse, my witchcraft is making Flipside lose this game. Guilty as charged. So, is Apex going to go hyper aggro? No. Throwing down the incendiary stops the squeaky push. That's one way the terrorists can try and force their way onto the B site, of course, by vent diving. The issue here for Flipside is they have full AKs, so they're not going to have the open hands of World Edit, which means they have to play more close, claustrophobic environments. Try and get up in the face of the CTs. We've already seen when it comes down to the 1v1 duels, EnVyUs have been on top pretty much throughout. There's been very few times when Flipside have got the upper hand in a one-on-one. Burn the witch. I'd rather not get burnt if that's cool with you guys. I'm just throwing it out there. There's Kenny. That down goes Electronic. Happy on Secret's going to be peeking up at the perfect time. 1 frag, nearly a second one. was just a couple of millimeters away from connecting the headshot. Waylander will return the favour, and with the double smokes down, he was safe for a little while. There was a small gap, though, and Kenny will make the most of that with his AWP. Second player up from Secret, simply were not expecting that from Flipside's perspective. And once again, Markelov in a 1-on-3. This time he at least has an AK. But only 33 seconds left, and the bomb's dropped outside, just ahead of him. EnVyUs know this, and they are setting up a crossfire. It's going to be Apex that lands the frag, and Flipside's woes in EPL continue, as it looks like if they don't win today against EnVyUs, they're going to be 0 for 10. How brutal is that statistic? And in the last round of the half, and the map potentially, 4 Tech 9 to the UMP. Seen this before by Apex. The smoke is going to extinguish that molly, or at least try to. Blaze down to 39. Being tagged up through Squeaky. Going to be throwing the molly in to the back vent. It's a pretty solid position. And he gets locked down though. What the hell was that, GoTV? Going mental on me there. Third person as MBK lands the headshot. And out of body experience for Electronic. 6 foot under he will traverse. Apex and Kenny both low. But it's really hard to get hype about any round in this map now because, I mean, Flipside, unless they could pull this back to like 10 or 11 rounds, then I'm just going to be firmly on the side of they're going to lose this. I'm pretty convincingly. I actually said at first it was going to be 16-10. It looks like it's going to go nowhere near that. Down comes Devil. Let's have a look from the T's perspective. Where are they walking through? Waylander's in vents. He could potentially get a drop on one of the CT members. They clearly have no idea where he is. And his teammate Will that is outside being tagged down to 62. Will that peaks again, he's surely a dead man. There's 3 players now watching that position. And Waylander's going to join him. They had the benefit of a potential element of surprise, but now it's been taken away, and so will the lives of Flipside. It's going to be 16-4. One of the most one-sided maps of Counter-Strike you will witness, ladies and gents. And EnVyUs putting Flipside to bed on Nuke. A map that I honestly thought, out of the 2, Flipside had the higher chance of winning. But down they go, and pretty convincingly at that. So I'm going to cut back to music break, guys. And when you rejoin us, we'll be live for map number 2, which is, let me just double check this, but I'm pretty sure it's Cobblestone. Indeed it is. So Cobblestone will be coming up after this short break.